Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to my home studio, and welcome to the Great Guitar Build-Off 2020. I am very, very excited about this. With the help of Texas Toast Guitars and their Patreon members, we decided to put on a multinational, multi-talented guitar building competition based on Crimson Guitars kits and a mutual love of trash talk, apparently. Burn it. Haha, yay! Various guitar builders and craftsmen and women across the YouTube makerspace are all competing to be named the best guitar builder of 2020. I mean, we all know who the best guitar builder really is, quite frankly, so let's just carry on and go through the motions. I have left it 2 weeks later than I should have to start the build. I thought I'd give everybody a bit of a head start, make it fair, you know. And I've spent the last far longer than I had planned on the Cyberpunk 2077 build. Now, for a full list of the challenges, go to greatguitarbuildoff.com, and there you will also see that the whole point of this is charity. Each one of us have chosen a charity to whom all of the proceeds from the sale of every one of these guitars will go. My chosen charity is the Trussell Trust, which is about ending poverty and hunger in the UK. There are many and various different choices made across by the various builders, so yeah, go and check that out. Basically, at the end of the competition, we are going to auction off the guitars, and the prices realized are going to be one of the metrics by which we figure out who has won the competition. The other is going to be a voting mechanism, so everybody's going to need to vote, and we're trying to figure out, we're still at this stage trying to figure out the best way to handicap those of us with larger channels and bigger followers, etc. We've got to make it fair for Texas Toast in some way, don't we? But yeah, it is going to be fun. Now, Brad Angove made a sort of offhand joke about the fact that I was probably going to chop my guitar up into 100 pieces and turn it into a fence panel. So I think I'm going to do almost exactly that. If you haven't watched any of the trash talking videos, again, everything is linked from greatguitarbuildoff.com. There's all sorts of stuff in there. Go and check it out. It has been somewhat amusing. I'm going to take this guitar, this body, and I suspect I'm going to chop it up into about 40 different pieces. I'm going to remove at least half of the material, and therefore the weight. And I may even burn it a little bit. Not quite sure about that yet, but let's get to the planning, shall we? Now, as I said, this is a kit made by Crimson Guitars, and I'm going to desecrate it. Now, I asked for a fairly standard, fairly boring chop, given what I'm about to do to it. I didn't want anything particularly special. I could have specified one of the new uncut kits, which is essentially just a blank body with the neck pockets, cavities and pickups, etc. cut into it, and the neck doesn't even need to be carved. But I wanted to take this iconic design and turn it into something even better. By the way, you too can build along. There is a subsidiary competition. Whether it is a Crimson Guitars kit or not, anybody can build along, make a kit, make it great. Basically, email guild@crimsonguitars.com. We will enter you into a competition to win a whole plethora of prizes. Yeah, it's going to be very cool. That competition will be running from now to a month after the main competition. One of the things that the top 10 entrants chosen by myself will be featured on the Crimson Guitars channel. We will have a small video, a short video of their entire build going live on our channel. So if that is you, if you fancy doing this, get in touch. But enough of that. Let's actually get building. I have given this a little bit of thought, and I'm still not entirely certain. It is at this stage that many of you are going, Ben, you've gone one step too far. You might be right. We'll see. It is also at this stage that the initial germ of an idea becomes physicalized, and I see the issues and problems and develop it. A large part of this idea was to do with control cavities and sound holes and weight reduction and cool as sound holes, really. It was only an hour ago that I thought, hey, why don't I put the circle at the top and have two intersecting sections here. But I am not feeling this right now. I think I need to get rid of this section here, go back to the original idea. I have 2 weeks to build this. Hell, I have 2 weeks to build this and have the videos all edited and made live. So I've somewhat kind of painted myself into a box here. Plan number one was high-end shotgun inspired kind of a thing with oodles of engraving and checkering and, you know, fun stuff like that. Then I went back to this, which was something that occurred to me a couple of years ago. Do you know what? I don't have the time. I don't. To do a shotgun inspired guitar with checkering, which takes a long time, and which I haven't practiced nearly enough, and engraving, which I've never really done, would just take too bloody long. I have 2 weeks, or less. Guess what I'm doing? So here's the plan. I'm going to combine several ideas, and it's also going to look a little bit cyberpunky because that seems to be the mode that I am still in. Maybe I just chop that whole top off, hollow out the insides as was the plan, create an interesting F-hole system. I could go right back and carve it out internally like I've done in the past. That was not fun. Given what we have here, if we're going more traditional, i.e. shotgun, etc., do I even want to keep this MF shape? So we're going to have a bridge here, we're going to have a tailpiece there-ish, go all out and have a sort of traditional kind of a scratch platey thing there, all engraved and lovely. No, we're not doing paisley. I love paisley, but no. Rewind. No. I've slept on it. I am not going to rush anything. I'm going to do something interesting in the time I have available. Let's do some sanding. I am finally happy with this. I got slightly distracted halfway through that due to the success of this video. I have been playing, I've adjusted this a little bit. I think I'm fairly happy. Okay, I can't get Brad Angove out of my head. He's just in there, just constantly, that face, that hair. Yeah. Basically, I am literally taking the fence that he held up and using it as the basis of my design. Add in a few ideas I've had over the last 3 or 4 years, and we should have something quite interesting. Should. It might fail catastrophically and be intensely amusing to everybody out there. But it could work. Either way, it's going to look very interesting. This is my process. I mean, I will draw a lot of designs. I will, with the instrument in front of me and on the guitar, I will draw it, and until I feel happy, I don't make a cut. And I wasn't quite feeling that. And all joking aside, this is an idea that I had based on a drawing I saw of a whale 3 or 4 years ago. Brad's a very, very astute fellow, and he knows me well, and yeah, he got me. Those sound holes are actually superfluous. I am removing all of that wood. And I don't need the sound holes because basically the whole guitar is going to be sound hole. Should be fun, no? I'm just going to chop away, basically. And we'll see what happens at the end. I'm fully prepared at this point to totally mess this up and adjust the design accordingly. It's a little nerve-wracking. Imagine the negative space. I love it. So I could technically take all of the other bits and make another guitar out of those. This here is going to be insanely cool. Now, I'm not going to be planing anything. I have been experimenting with texture, color, all sorts of different little ideas. Flame maple. And part of what I love about Japanese gardens and meditation gardens and all that jazz, and in fact, all good design, is the use of texture and finish to achieve something interesting. And it occurred to me while I was cutting that I've already got a pretty cool texture on the inside of these cuts. Now, I am going to be making even more of a weight relief in each one of these pieces. For most of the guitar, I'm going to be, in the next episode, cutting away space. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I suspect I'm going to end up with one of these textures here on the inside of every single one of these pieces. And I'm going to have to paint or finish. I'm planning a shellac finish, a very cool shellac finish actually. I'm going to have to paint each individual piece before it all bolts together. I am going to leave you at this point. I am not sure how long this video has been. I'm not sure if it's been long enough or if there's been enough of moment for you to keep you entertained. We are going to be doing more videos. Instead of just releasing a video on Saturday and then leaving you for 7 days, we are releasing probably 6 or 7 videos in the series, and the final one, the final unveiling, will be on Friday. I think it's the 6th of September. August, September, yes. How the hell are we already in September? It's nearly Christmas. It's nearly Christmas. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's in the next episode. I'm going to be carving, I'm going to be engraving, I'm going to be positioning bolts and threaded inserts and having more fun. Click like, click subscribe if you haven't already. It makes a huge difference. Hit the notification button if you fancy it. If you don't, then I'm sorry that I keep on asking you to. Please consider supporting us on Patreon. But whatever you do, go check out all of the other builders who are also releasing content, because this is an interesting competition. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Goodbye.